What I'm about to show in this video is the most powerful technique ever to attract realtors on virtual autopilot. And what we're going to show you in this training is how to create 2 to 5 realtor referral opportunities every single day. So the most important thing to understand, this strategy is all about opening doors with realtors in a much easier way than most loan officers do it currently. Keep that in mind as you watch this strategy unfold. And keep this in mind too, none of this is going to be required. There's no cold calling, no office drop-ins, open house visits, networking events, coffee meetings, pitching in on Zillow leads, begging for realtors, none of that stuff. You can throw all of that out the window. So let's dive in with the overview of the strategy. There's basically 8 steps here. So in step 1, you're going to connect with as many realtors as possible in your area. Use LinkedIn and Facebook for this. And if you use Instagram and Twitter, those can work as well. Step 2, you're going to create a Facebook group for your realtors to join for your area. Step 3, you're going to put up organic posts on your Facebook or LinkedIn page, or even, again, Instagram or Twitter once or twice per week, offering free homebuyer leads to realtors. Step 4, this one's actually totally optional, but you can run Facebook ads to get realtors to invite them to their group. All right, so the organic process can work just fine without that, though. So step 5, you'll need a source of your own homebuyer leads. We highly recommend getting homebuyer mortgage leads through Facebook. That's super cheap, cost effective, and fairly easy to do. Step 6, automatically send leads to that Facebook group in a post that's automatically generated and offering the opportunity for the first realtor to respond to that post to claim that lead. So only one realtor is going to claim that lead, right? It's the first one who responds. Step 7, you can email and or call the realtor with the lead info and ask them to connect about getting more of them or whatever other strategies you want. Step 8, rinse and repeat. Now we're about to get real deep with all this. So that was just the overview. So let's talk about searching for realtors on LinkedIn and Facebook. So if you already have a lot of connections, you should still continue to add more. Here's a pro tip. Hire a teenager, maybe your own kid, to do the searching for you and requesting for you on these platforms. Yes, if they're not using your computer, they are going to have logins to your profile. So just be careful about that. But it will be a lot easier if you have the Sales Navigator Professional subscription for LinkedIn. It's $80 per month. Cool thing is, a lot of times they'll offer you a free month. But if you don't have that option, it's $80 per month and it's month to month. So you can just get it for a month, connect with a ton of realtors, then cancel it and do it again later if needed. So once you have the subscription, you can get to the search area here, right? So in the upper right-hand corner, once you have Sales Navigator, you'll see a little thing that says Sales Nav, right? And then you're going to click the advanced search once you're there. And then you can actually put in keywords. So you probably want to try like realtor, real estate agent, real estate broker, whatever. There may be some other keywords you can think of. Industry is optional. I would probably put it in there. You can always test various searches, see what you get. Geography, you can pick up by a whole bunch of different options. It doesn't just have to be by state. I'm in Indiana, so that's what I chose here, but it could be by the city, county, all this stuff. And then the thing I like the best, bottom right hand here, is you can select by the level of experience. So if you want to avoid, connecting with realtors that are like brand new to the business, use this filter. It's really cool, right? So then you just request connections and use the same message with each one. Right? It doesn't have to be rocket science. Here's a suggestion that you can use that would work just fine. Hey, I thought it would be nice to connect because we're both in the Indianapolis area, helping people buy and sell their homes, right? Simple. Or just say whatever you think would work. Or again, it's not rocket science. At this point, you are just connecting with them. So you can just search in Facebook for the same exact people you're connecting with on LinkedIn too, and that's pretty simple. And then there are plenty of other ways you can do these, but these are just some basic suggestions. Get creative, try multiple approaches to expand your network. And again, if you have an email list or phone number list or whatever database of realtors, you can just email them and or text them the invite to the group, to join the group. So you're cool, right? That's another way you can do it. So if you're using a CRM that can auto text, like we recommend, and we'll talk about that in a minute, you can create a little invite campaign that's automated and email and text them the invitation to make sure they get in. So let's move on, right? 3 things to consider about this process. First consideration, what realtors should you be going after, right? Which ones should you be connecting with? It can be any realtor, and it might as well be, but if you have a subscription to certain programs, you can easily see the realtors who are doing decent volume, so you can identify the better ones to connect with organically. Obviously, in LinkedIn, we showed you can also search by how long they've been in the business. So if you decide to run ads to get realtors to join the group, you can't really just stop anyone from responding, but you can ask qualifying questions to see if that realtor is a fit for your group. And if you want, you can make the group close, so they have to be accepted to join the group, and then accept and deny realtors at your choosing, right? So, but again, you just might want to let anyone in, at least at the beginning. You can always change this later as you see how things are going. You can also remove people from the Facebook group in the future too. So, just figure out how things are working and pick what's best for your situation. Second consideration, which leads should I share automatically into the group? Right? We're just talking about the ones you're sharing automatically into the group. There are really two options. You can share all of them, or you can share only the lesser qualified leads, right? The pros and cons to each option here. So first off, sharing the low end leads only. There's absolutely an intrinsic value to sharing any lead, because any lead shared is still goodwill and is still a door opener, which is really the main deal with this strategy, right? It also proves you're doing something most loan officers aren't. Secondly, it's a good way to create value out of your poor leads that you're unlikely to convert anytime soon anyway, so you might as well get something for them. Thirdly, it also allows you to tell the realtor this: hey, if it makes sense for us to partner up, we actually aren't sharing the good leads in the group anyway. Those we only share with our partners, right? So that when you do it this way, you have a bit more leverage. You still are withholding some of your goods, and it can give them more reason to want to partner up with you. So just be sure to set the expectation up front that you want referrals in return. Super important, right? So here's the other option: sharing all of the leads. So if you do it this way, you'll be sharing good leads as well as bad leads, which means you are more likely to hand off a gold nugget to a realtor you may not have a strong relationship yet with. So that can, speed the process up. The bad thing is, though, you lose a little bit of leverage because you can't really say we reserve the better leads for our partners. Final thought on this, though, is, just make the judgment call yourself. You know your market and your realtors better than we do. So do what you think makes sense. You can always change this in the future, right? You have to be stuck on one thing. Third consideration: where do you get the leads from? So if you're already generating your own leads, you're good to go. If you're purchasing leads from some source, those can work too, but depending on where you're getting them from, the automations might be a little bit more difficult to pull off. You can also do big lead drops where you drop lots of leads into the group all at once. The best place to get these from is from your old leads. And there is an automated way to do this too, in fact. So depending upon how populated your group gets, your Facebook group, you may want to consider generating leads specifically for this purpose, right? So you have enough to drop into the group and you're really, getting all these realtors excited about what's happening in there. So generating the leads. So there are two ways to generate the leads yourself. One is long form leads. The cost on this type of lead is a bit higher, but so is the quality of the lead. You're more likely to turn that lead into business for yourself. Shorter form leads. These are Facebook lead forms, if you've heard of that. Cost on these will be a bit lower, which may be good if the idea is just to give them away anyway, though. Right. So if your intent is just to share leads into the group, nothing more, you're not really that concerned about getting business out of them, then lead forms is absolutely the best option, because typically these leads will be about 20 to 50% less to generate. That being said, you can also get a lot more leads for the same amount of money, which, if you think about marketing, it is a numbers game, so you will still generate business from them. So the downside to lead forms, though, just so you know, is you're not allowed to ask any sort of financial information. So that means you can't ask things like credit score, income range, price range for the homes they're looking for, anything related to that. The reason you can't do that is because it's against Facebook's terms of service, but this is for lead forms only. So with long form leads, where you're getting the leads to go to a landing page and fill out 10 to 15 questions, you can ask whatever you want. But when you're using lead forms, there are ways to get around this to a certain degree. So you can ask things like this, right? Here's a question: have you attempted to get approved before? And here's some answer options for them. Yes, but I got denied. Yes, I'm approved or will be soon. No, I have not attempted yet. So you can gauge their credit worthiness a little bit there. Here's a home price type question, right? Realistically, what kind of home are you wanting to buy? And the answers could be high end for my area, average for my area, lower cost for my area, right? So just some suggestions there. Automating the process. Again, it's super important that we do this so we save time and make this really efficient and effective for you. What's automated and what's not automated? Most of this can be automated with Zapier. Organically posting on your personal Facebook page, Instagram, or LinkedIn is obviously not, but that's super easy to do. Sharing the lead with the realtor is actually semi-automated too, super easy to do. So here's a tip: use the same organic post, right? When you're posting on your Facebook or LinkedIn, you can literally just use the exact same post on each platform. So that shouldn't take but a few minutes each week. So super easy to do. Here's a chart about how to get the leads from into the group and then to the realtors, right? So this is simple. Up on the lower upper left, you see Facebook lead forms or the long form. So once you capture that data, a tool called Zapier will actually pull that information in automatically, and it can shoot it automatically, creating the complete post inside of the Facebook group. So this is totally automated. So as soon as a lead comes in, boom, it goes to the group. This pink bubble over here represents filters. So inside of Zapier, you can set up a filter if you want to only share the lower qualified leads, as we talked about. Super easy to do. And then that way, only the lower qualified leads go to the group. And then you can have Zapier also send an email to your inbox with the lead information, so you can easily forward that to the realtor, right? So you're not creating, copying, pasting, anything like that. Now, the organic process of getting realtors into the group. This is super easy. You're just going to create your post on your social media. You'll include a direct link to the Facebook group. The realtor will click it. Boom, they'll go to the group. They'll request to be part of the group. Or if you don't want to set it up that way, it's just an open membership. Cool. They can do that. And then you just check daily if you do want to make sure you're letting in the right people to see if anybody's requested to be part of the group. Now, if you want to run realtor ads or ads to realtors for them to join the group, there's two ways to do this. This is version 1. This is the easier way. It's less steps. You just have an ad with a direct link to the Facebook group, right? So they see the ad, they click on the link, they land on the group page, they request to be part of it, and then you just check daily for new members. Second version, right? There are more steps, but this way you can qualify realtors and you can actually connect with them before joining the group. So you may like that, because this is another reason to get on the phone with them even before you've even shared a single lead with them in the group. All right. So depending on how you want to do this, this is what you do. You're going to create ad to Facebook ad on to running to realtors, and you'll use lead forms so you can ask them questions to get their full contact information and qualify them, right? So you may want to ask things about like, how long have you been in business? Are you full-time? How many deals are you doing per month on average? Those types of questions, or whatever else you want to ask. And then a couple options here, right? So what will happen is as soon as they submit that form, they'll actually go into they'll see like a second page inside of Facebook. They're still inside of Facebook. And there you can, if you want, you can actually just give them a link that goes direct to the group, and then they can request to be a member. You can also choose not to do that if you really do want to be more selective, right? So you can just tell them, hey, we're going to send you some information. We're going to email you and the info to join the group. And then what you'll do, right, with the lead forms, kind of like before, Zapier will pull that information from that lead form, and then you can set it up super easy to send you an email and or text with the new realtor's info. So you got a realtor lead basically, right? Or you can also send it to a CRM, and you can create an automated drip campaign that automatically launches to follow up with that realtor too. So you can make this super, super automated. Couple different options here. Once you set it up, it's super easy to set up, and then it's automated right from there. So tips, here's a tip to simplify the process. First off, you want to use a saved template or what's called a canned response email. So when you forward the email with the lead info to the realtor, all you have to do is add the email the realtor's name, or you can even skip that part, right? So you literally can just forward it and push the button that automatically fills that email with the other information that you want to tell the realtor about. So if you don't know how to do that, you just Google how to create a canned response in whatever email platform you're using. Gmail and Outlook both can do it, and it's super easy. So you're not ever typing in the same email over and over. It's just automatically you push a button and it creates that same email. So another tip to simplify the process. I would highly recommend you use a booking calendar and have a distinct call to action to book a time to talk about partnering up and handling more of these leads. This is going to save you a lot of time instead of trying to coordinate a call or keep calling them, that sort of thing. So we really like a calendar system called You Can Book Me. You can go to youcanbookme.me to get it. But any system will work. They're all pretty much the same. Most are about $10 per month. There are usually some free options, but if you do get the free options, they don't usually include automated reminders without the paid subscription, right? And an automated reminder would let that realtor know, hey, our appointment's coming up here in an hour or whatever. So I find that pretty useful. It's well worth $10. Budgeting, let's talk about that. So at a bare minimum budget, if you want to execute this strategy, all you're going to need is around $330 per month. Actually, could be 320 if you don't use the booking calendar. Here's how we're breaking that down. $300 per month for Facebook ads, right? To generate your lead form home buyer leads. That's $10 per day. Zapier, definitely necessary part of the process, $20 per day. And then the booking calendar, if you want it, $10, right? So 320 and 10. So that amounts to about $330 per month. Think about this. This is often less than what most people spend on coffee meetings, drinks, meals, and gas trying to network with realtors. And you save a heck of a lot of time, and you have more leverage with this strategy, and you don't have to leave your desk to execute it either. If you're going to do the long form leads, right, this would be the higher end budget. The reason why you might want to do this again is because this strategy is a little bit more powerful. You're more likely to generate leads that are going to turn into business. Just kind of let you know that. So the range on this is $650 to $900 per month. So it's a little bit different depending on some of the choices you make. So we recommend that you spend at least $500 up to $600 per month to generate home buyer leads on Facebook using the long form method. Again, they cost a little bit more. You want to spend about $150 per month to run ads to realtors. Again, that's optional. So, you may or may not want to do that. But if you do run ads to realtors, you're going to need to spend about $5 per day. You will have to have a landing page software and data capture software. Data capture will get the long form info. That's going to run you about $120 per month. Zapier, again, $20 per month, and booking calendar, $10 per month. So on the higher end budget, think about this. $650 per month is still often less than what a lot of people spend trying to network with realtors. And again, you're going to save a heck of a lot of time, have more leverage, and you're generating even better leads that are more likely to convert into deals. So the question I get a lot, right? Should you run realtor ads? I would recommend starting with the organic strategy only first to make sure you like how things are working out, especially since there are some considerations in this strategy, right? So you may find that you actually never need to run realtor ads because the organic connections are enough. But if you only have a few realtor connections on social media right now, you can totally jumpstart the process immediately by running these ads to realtors while you work on getting more organic connections. So if you have a team and you're doing this as a team, you may want to run ads to amplify the process. But then again, if you have multiple people working the organic strategy from their own personal social media profiles, that could be plenty as well, right? Because you're going to have more people doing the same thing. And if you're a team of loan officers doing this, you'd all use the same Facebook group and all be admins on that group, but you do your own organic posts on your own profile pages, right? So it makes sense. So if you do run ads, what should they say? There's no magical words here. Just tell them what you're doing in the ad and then invite them to be part of the group. But here are a few tips. Ads do need images, right? So use images of homes. I like to use a little bit of text in the image, so it's very clear call out to them. You'll see in a second. And you can create all these images for free at canva.com. So that's pretty cool. Here's a few examples. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these right here because you can download the PDF that we'll include with this and you can check those out. But here's another example, right? Example of organic posts. So what you want to do here is, you can just write your post. You can see what we're saying. We're just letting realtors know, hey, if you want to join my Facebook group, we're giving away free leads every day. What you will want to do is, since you're going to make posts, once or twice per week, change up the words a little bit. It doesn't have to be drastic, but change up the words a little bit. If you do it on Facebook and you use that automated background feature they have, that's what you see in these posts here. You do want to comment on your own post with the link to the group, right? So that people can see where to go with that. So, and then if you want to create the same sort of look inside of LinkedIn where they don't have the automated filled in background like this, you can do that in Canva as well. And it's super easy. It'll take you like 2 seconds to do this. All right. And so you just upload the image to the LinkedIn post and boom, you're off to the races. And here's an example. Like if you want to drop leads into bulk, you just say, hey, we're going to drop 10 free home buyer leads in my Facebook group today. Join the group to get some of them and be on the lookout if you're already in the group, right? Super easy. Just kind of notifying everybody that that's coming up. And actually, you can do that inside your group as well. So summary and strategy, right? So here's the summary. If you're running $5 per day realtor ads, you should be able to generate about 1 to 2 new realtor leads every single day. All right, that's about what $5 will get you. Or the organic strategy, obviously the numbers are going to depend on amount of connections you have. All right, so if you're running lead form ads to get home buyers at $10 per day, you should easily be able to share 2 to 4 leads to the group per day. To be clear, if you're using these lead form ads, you will not be filtering the leads. You'll just be sharing them all. If you're running long form ads to get home buyers at around $20 today, you should be able to easily share 1 to 2 filtered leads. That means you're only sharing the lower qualified leads per day. Or if you don't want to filter them, you'll be able to share anywhere from 2 to 5, and actually some areas maybe even more per day. So just so you know, average cost per long form lead is about $5 to $6 nationally. Do note though, some areas are going to be a little bit more expensive to generate. Some areas are actually less than that. So what this means is you should be creating 2 to 5 new referral opportunities every single day for as little as $330 per month. That is not bad at all. And this doesn't even account for your opportunities with the leads themselves. All right. So what do you do once you're connected with the realtors is up to you. But you obviously may have your own ideas and strategies here, but here are a few ideas we've seen work that our other clients are using. So partnering strategy version 1. Send only the pre-qualified or highly motivated buyers to your select realtors. Maybe run your home buyer ads in different geographic areas and send those leads to the realtor who is in or near that area, right? Continued with that. If you're doing it this way, be sure to set the expectation up front that you will want referrals back in return. There's always another realtor who will play the game this way if the first one won't. Strategy version number 2, have the realtor pitch in or pay for all of the advertising spend. In return for pitching in, you will be doing the upfront lead handling work and the ad creation and management work. And obviously you're paying for the software. So once the lead is, and then what you'll do is you'll send the leads over once they're ready to go. This is totally a fair trade and a win-win. Version number 3, you can run ads for the realtor promoting their listings to get real estate leads that you'll both share. You can work this out in a couple of ways where they're handling the leads, you're handling the leads, or you're both working them simultaneously. And if you're using a recommended CRM, you can do this in a fully or nearly automated fashion. So you're not spending a lot of time, you're not copying and pasting or forwarding info. Huge time saver. So here are the 2 most cost-effective strategies if you do want to run ads for realtors. One is the buyer leads option 1, right? So here's the ad angle. You're offering a list of homes. So typically you want to offer the people a list of homes that meet their criteria. It's even better if you can suggest or tell them these are pocket listings or listings they won't find on the internet. And whether that's true or not, you can still say that, right? Continued with this. Another variation of this is to offer a list of homes under X dollars, with X being the median price for the home. So with this, you'll be attracting folks looking for homes that can be a bit harder to find since they are more rare. So an example of this would be if the average home price in your area is $250, the call to action would be get a list of homes in your area priced under $250,000, or get a list of homes in your area priced under $225,000. So, which is basically 10% less than the average home price. So these, again, these are angles for the ads, right? And here's another option, right? So here's another way to generate home buyer leads for the realtor. So you can also do get more info about a specific property angle. Typically, you want to run an ad with some details about a property, calling out new listing or new property and the location that it's in, right? With just some of the details about the home in the ad itself. You don't want to give out all the details though. You have to lure the people in with something, right? That's why they're giving you their information so that they can see all the details. So technically this can be ran even if the realtor doesn't have any listings currently. You can run an ad on a home that's already sold in the area, or use a home that someone else in the realtor's office has a listing on, or even just use an image of a home that you find in Google. Remember, the most important thing here is we're getting the lead for that realtor. So tips for either strategy. If you use LionDesk is our preferred CRM. As long as the realtor gets a subscription to it themselves too, which you could pay for if you want. Once a lead is ready to be handed off to the realtor, you can literally just click a button and that info will be instantly transferred to the realtor's LionDesk, and it'll still be in yours too. And they'll get a notification that they got a new lead. This makes the transfer process super easy. No copying and pasting. And if you're working leads jointly, as we talked about in one strategy, you're both working the lead. LionDesk makes it super easy to instantly and automatically share the lead with your realtor. And it's easy to set it up to do this with multiple realtors, right? So you're not restricted to just one realtor. You can have 5, 10, 20, it doesn't matter. Each realtor will need their own subscription to LionDesk though. So implementing this strategy. First off, I'll tell you, get the PDF version of this training. Either go to the next page on this website to download it, or you may have already received it in an email at this point. The PDF will be useful reference and it will have additional resources in it. Let's talk about other options for implementing the strategy. So option one, ready to execute. For some of you, this strategy and the technology part already makes sense, or it will after you review it a few times. And you may already have the technical aptitude to do exactly what we're showing you to do here, right? So just run with it. Step two, get some free guidance. If the technical part is a bit over your head at the moment, you should be able to find everything you need by searching around on YouTube or elsewhere around the web, including Facebook's own tutorials. But the bad part with that is, I'll tell you this, is that by doing it this way, you probably won't have a step-by-step set of instructions to get you to the finish line, but the learning will be free. This is a great option if your budget is extremely limited, but you have plenty of time to search around and figure out the minute details on your own. Option three, you can learn every single thing you need to know with clear step-by-step instructions, including live guidance and help. You can be up and running in as little as a few days, actually even one day, and you will receive continued support while you refine the process. Option four, have it done for you. That means no learning, no technical implementation, only work with the leads and realtors. That's the only thing you're going to do. You can be up and running in as little as a few days with that option. So next steps, if option 3 or 4 appeal to you, click over to the next page on this website to learn more about our training program and our done for you programs. See if any of those are right for you.